Hello everyone, my name is Dasha and welcome back to Danganronpa. Last episode we found out another body, and even though the trial already didn't start, I already have a victim. I already have not a victim, a suspect. I'm 99% sure it's them. But today's episode, I already knew what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do all the investigation in this whole episode, so I can do the investigation in one episode and then the whole ass trial in the other episode, so it'll be better like that. First of all, I better check the Monokuma files to see exactly what's going on. The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of death is estimated to be around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the second floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. That's all it says. Well, it's not like there's any point in complaining about it. No matter what I gotta do, Look, file 2 has been added to the true bullet section of your handbook. Hey Makaro, do you have a second? Huh? Did you need something from me?
Naturally.
Of course, life without purpose is quite dull, you know. So what do you need? I'm going to let you cooperate with me during my investigation. Huh?
What?
I'm purchasing your talent. The same talent which allowed you to solve Sayaka's case. To solve? No,
Stop talking.
You seem to have some limited use, which is why I've chosen you. You have the honor of contributing to my investigation. Bitch, please. So you're inviting me to come with you? You're doing it in the most arrogant way possible, though.
Let's go.
Now then, shall we get started? But we need to get moving. There's no time to be standing around. I don't really know what just happened, but it looks like I'll be working with Byakuya on this one. Not like I fucking want to. Please? I don't want to. There's a dumbbell on the floor, and this is a blood stain. There's the blood stains on the dumbbell. The Monokuma file said a blow to the head with a blunt object is what killed her. Does that mean the dumbbell was actually the murder weapon?
That's right.
I don't imagine it could have been anything else. Locker room has been added to the truth. Then the blood stain. There's the first blood stain on the carpet, and it must have been splattered with blood during the murder. That's not a... There's blood on the portrait. The poster got some blood on it. It must have happened during the murder. Is that only a thing? I saw 2 circles. Anyways, the body itself. I could feel the life draining out of my own body. It's a dead body. Chihiro's dead body.
Very strange.
But the more I look, the more strange it all seems. This must be Genocide Jack's handwriting. Well, but...
What?
Well, we're still not sure he did it. Is that what you want to say? I wonder about that. Bitch, please. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood. What's the meaning behind it? Bloodlust. Dude, there's no missed points. A surveillance camera. The mastermind must have been watching as Chihiro was killed. They know what happened, and they're still forcing us to go through with this. I use this locker room all the time. Now, it's become the site of Chihiro's death. But why was she killed in the locker room? Actually, if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else, then carried here. She was really light, that is true. It wouldn't be hard for someone to carry her, but still. I still think she came here on her own, by choice. What makes you say that? She's been talking a lot lately about how she wanted to get stronger. That is true. So you're saying she came here to exercise? At 2 a.m.? But according to the Monokuma file, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Would she really have been exercising that late?
Perhaps.
Hina or myself are usually in the locker room during the day, so she was probably avoiding it then. Although we invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. And instead, she came to exercise in the middle of the night?
However.
Perhaps, but it's difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did want to start exercising, but she specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. She needed support from others. So you're saying she could have came here in the middle of the night to train in secret, but that she also would have come with someone else. It's a possibility, I think. Okay, Sakura's account has been added to the truth. Okay. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? All I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here. But did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't all that strong. I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about that stuff. Because of Chihiro's complex, I can't help wondering what it might be. Bonus account has been added. I believe it's about time for us to move on. Huh? Already?
What?
New clues will magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this case. That's true, but
Let's go.
if you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. He's so pushy. I got caught up with the wrong person this time. Agreed. So this is our next location. Huh? This place is related to the investigation? Figure it out on yourself. It's no fun if you don't, right? Boy, what do you want me to do here? There's nothing missing. There are a bunch of different pool-related items on the show which have nothing to do with this case. This was the girls. So, if I remember right, the card reader is meant to work with our handbook, right?
What?
Do you have any issue with it? If so, you should take it up with Monokuma. He said that, then quickly and sharply clapped his hands together.
You call for me?
You called for me? Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
It seems that Mogura has a question for you.
You need something?
Sure, what's up? Well, it's just about the card reader.
Yep.
Yes, the card reader have all been designed to interface with each of your EAP handbooks. You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook. And it's impossible for two people on a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct?
Unbelievable.
If there were some sort of erotic terrorist on the prowl, the ceiling morning galley gun wouldn't say a Swiss cheese slaughter. And the school regulation prohibit anyone from leading someone as their handbook, correct?
Of course.
Correctly correct. So then, that means only girls can go in the girls' locker room and only boys can go in the boys' locker rooms. In other words, Chikara's body being found in the girls' locker room means... Hey Makuro, I can see right through you. See right through me? Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. Since Chihara was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there.
Other words,
As such, the killer must be in the girls. One of the girls. Did I get it right?
such ignorance.
Good lord, you're simple. Good lord, because this shit is fucking related? Like, boy. Good lord, boy. This is literally 1 plus 1. If girls can get in the room, only girls, then no shit. But am I wrong? You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your e-book to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else is perfectly fine. I would expect nothing less from the prodigal son of the noble Tagami family, so you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulation. Knowing you, I would bet you created it on purpose, didn't you, to add a little more excitement to the things. You're treating me like a punny little appetizer instead of the main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore. They're things. Get it? Got it? Good. Wait, hold on. You're saying that a loophole, but in order to borrow something from someone, that means someone would have to loan it. So, so sleepy. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. Be more like Byakuya and get your poop together. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Or else I'll charge you with criminal negligence. Negligence? What is that? Now more questions. Figure out the rest your own damn self.
That's fine.
Well, I know you're unfortunately lacking in mental facilities, so I'll fill you in myself. Let's head to the main hall. The main hall? That'll help you understand what's going on. Card reader has been added. The fuck? We came to the main hall. I can't click. So, what are we looking for here? Does that mean I have to figure it out for myself? Boy, if you're so smart, why don't you do it yourself? The hunk of metal blocking the entrance seems like some kind of machine. There's a mailbox here. Could there be something inside? It's an e-handbook. No, wait, there's 3 of them. But what are they doing here? So you finally found them. Huh? Did you notice we're here, Byakuya? I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to the mailbox. So then these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka? You can go ahead and confirm it yourself. I immediately turned one of the handbooks, and when I did... Sayaka. You're right, this is Sayaka's handbook. Now do you understand? This is the key to the loophole that I revealed earlier. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. There's a consultation, loaning, only the act of loaning, okay. I see. Yeah, now I understand. Main hall e-books. Hold on a second. What's wrong?
Very strange.
That's strange. One of the handbooks won't turn on. Excuse me. Is it broken? Whose is it? Oh my god. Oh, excuse me. The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Then the other one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
It would make sense, yeah. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Pummeled with baseballs. Don't show me that. The memory of it came floating back. That cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. You're right. It wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey! What? That e-handbook is essential to students' life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it will break that easily. But it did. If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break. It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure and is waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with, it wouldn't do crap. Oh, but even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does?
I can't hear you!
But it's a secret. I won't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Then Liam must have broken somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Hard to say. You know what I think? I think the handbook isn't actually broken. But you might ask, how could that be? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's an undeniable fact that it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connections to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me. Maybe because, I don't know, he got executed, so the notebooks that get executed don't work? I don't know. Okay then, this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprits. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro, to be exact, not quite. Huh? Not quite? Or what do you mean? Hold on, there's still more waiting. What things? I know. Monitors. I don't see any clues. The gun machine. No. Then it's nothing. Like I have nothing else to look at but this thing. Yeah. What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly, I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. I can tell you. I already know. Then, you really think? You truly believe Genocide Jack is one of that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented, psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder, but words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. Can we leave? Hold on, bro, what? Oh, I didn't mean that shit. What do you mean by that? Okay.
Don't make.
And I have a bias to believe that I show you Genocide Jack is one of us. Is there really proof? There's something I like to take you. This will prove all the evidence you need.
All clear.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence. Does something like that really... Hey, you too. Big trouble, need your help.
I don't have time to.
We're
play with
busy.
you.
Leave us alone.
I mean,
But it's an emergency. Emergency! Come on, please, you gotta help me. Is someone dead? Oh my gosh, bro. This is serious mission. Please, please, you gotta help me. Just calm down, okay, Hina? But it's an emergency. An emergency? What happened?
well,
Something wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit, I'm intrigued. I suppose we could take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Okay. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no, and that'd be the end of it. Okay, come on. Okay, come on, hurry. Wait for us,
Let's
Hina.
go.
It looks like she headed to the dorms, to Tako's room, most likely. You're right. Okay. Where's her room? Byakuya. Makoto, Mondo, Kyoka, Toko. Here. Is Toko inside? Some kind of emergency? Bro. You guys are too slow. I think you're just too fast. So, what's this emergency?
so,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her, see how she was doing, but when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. Can I go in? I may as well give it a shot. The door swung open slowly and silently. What the fuck? Holy crap! An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What? Oh, nothing. It's just that Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But could you open up just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
Won't let Genocide Jack have control.
See, you see what I mean right now? And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? She's been acting like that the whole time when I rang a little while ago. I will drive out the killer, drive out the murderer fiend. Yep, it doesn't make any sense. It does. I was afraid to leave her there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But I felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Yeah. Is that why Toko's so scared? No.
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to pursue her? I don't know. Hey, Byakuya, you think you could ask her to come out of her room, I mean?
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Oh yeah, cause she has a crush on him. Huh, you're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. I still don't like him. Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments...
What do you want?
Leave me alone, you're all so annoying. Ah, Byakuya.
Byakuya.
Byakuya. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep her promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't put it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Oh, hold on. Hey Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm not one of her delusions, I'm sure. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya, and I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stood in front of a certain room. Library? Come on, let's go in. Why library? What's here? Should I talk to him first? Is there evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in this library?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Boy. There are no clues here, we get to check elsewhere. The books, maybe. No point. Boy, I'm just checking. There's no point. Then what else? A door, hold on. If I remember, on the other side of this door is the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It all makes sense once it will all make sense once you're inside. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Wow, there's so many books and files. And so much dust too.
So in other words,
I would say there's enough value in this place to enter the dust. It does not make any sense, y'all. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although, judging by the smudge and the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? This shelf was stuffed tied with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked out one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed. Select that file. Huh?
that's right.
That's the report of a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It will be classified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I returned to the file to the shelf. Okay, buddy. Oh, it's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before. Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to the good use. But like, there's so many files down on the shelf. What's in those things? Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail the peoples who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like a member of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power, the secret council controlling everything from the shadow. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. Okay, nothing here. If you pay attention to your surroundings, you're sure to discover that value for yourself. Bro, I didn't see anything. A camera. Oh, here's something here. There's a ton of thick files stacked onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphics, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person would ever want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files, there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh? So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was investigating interest in this library is because of the room right here.
Interesting.
It's home to classified government documents, police reports, things the ordinary person would ever seen. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guy's problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How can anyone have pulled all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope Peak truly wields, or perhaps, their mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple, those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are done genuinely. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt. Hold on a second, you're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this, and their home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Tagama family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other words,
I already told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council, and I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a rule, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case policies investigation reports. This is again. Reading through these reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. While he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
that's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been completed in here. Because there's so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two noticeable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprises. The best part is yet to come for the second characteristic where the victims are suspended. The only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and the other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about the aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about the act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question, but in fact, the answer is quite simple.
In other words,
The corpse isn't a copycat killer, it is the real Genocide Jack.
in other words,
That's right, there is evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. The Genocide Jack is really such a brutal, finished killer, really. He's walking around among us?
Interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret once a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Okay, I'm gonna stop here because it is pretty late, you know, and I didn't think the investigation would take that long, even though it actually always does. It always takes that long, and I just don't know what I was thinking. But we're gonna continue next time. We're gonna search for more clues, and then finally the trial. I already know who the killer is. It was so easy to know. I knew it since last episode, and I already had, like, you know, guesses, and this episode kind of proved my guess. I'm 99.9% sure of my choice. But we will see you in the trial. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.